So last year, I threw my hat over the fence using the medium of this YouTube channel in an effort to make sure that I did my resolutions. And last year, it didn't work. So like all remarkably sane people, I'm doing the same thing again and hoping for different results. Hello, my friends, and welcome to the video. It is the first Friday in February, assuming this doesn't come out even later than I already intended, which makes it a great time to do New Year's resolutions, I guess. I'm not even gonna go into how my New Year's resolutions went last year. Of all of them, I accomplished one. I did try more than 12 restaurants I had never been to before. And I'm glad I gave myself a fun resolution, because it would have been depressing if I failed at every one of them. The house repair stuff and the house maintenance stuff, I am learning. Goals are good, but they will always get pushed for something urgent arising. So I did do some housework, just not any of the housework and house repairs and house maintenance I had planned to do as resolutions for last year. I said I wasn't going to go into last year's resolutions, and here I am talking about them. Let's move on to next year's resolutions. As will be evident when my reading log year in review video comes out, I didn't do as much reading last year as I usually do, and I think that might be part of what threw me off. So part of my resolutions for this year, read 24 books. Doesn't have to be books I've never read before. I might revisit some old favorites. I'm thinking it's maybe about time I went back to do Lord of the Rings again. But I will read 24 books this year, fingers crossed. Watch 12 new movies this year. I am only 1 month into the year, and time of recording, I've already watched 2 new movies. So that's great. I want to write 12 poems this year. I want to get back into that element of my writing. I feel like I was better with words, I was better with word choice when I was more involved in the poetry program when I was in college. So we'll see. That's the one I'm probably the most iffy about. I want to go to 12 outings of some kind this year. Already I've gotten to do Hexacon and the National Western Stock Show, which were both great. So 1 month in and I'm already 2 for 12. So ahead of the curve on that one as well. I would like to host 6 events of some kind this year, parties of some kind that aren't my normal every other Monday D&D group, right? And I'm still kind of figuring out what some of those are going to look like. Not really on top of that one yet, but we'll see. I would like to take an improv class this year. How many resolutions am I at? 24 books, 12 movies, 12 poems, 12 group outings, 6 parties, host an improv class. 6 resolutions already coming from someone who really didn't do last year's well, so we're gonna see how this goes. Those are really the big ones, though. Like, I've got some other things on my list, but it's all my, I need to change my brush heads every 3 months. So I have written in my to-do list for the year, March, June, September, December. That's happening, right? Same with oil changes. Same with changing the air filter in my heater. Right, so those aren't really resolutions as much as to-dos. Speaking of to-dos, though, there is one thing I'm going to be trying this year that I have not tried in years past, and those are what I'm calling 20-day get-betters. I don't have a better name for them, they're just my 20-day get-betters. I did a little bit of it last year, and with last year's, I've been able to successfully quit caffeinated soda. The whole premise behind these is it ideally only takes about 20 days to break a bad habit, right? Or to develop a good habit. So the ones I'm working on right now, well, I've quit soda. I've mostly quit watching YouTube shorts before bed. Haven't cold turkey quit YouTube. I tried that at first. That was a little bit too much. But I have mostly quit looking at shorts because those were the ones that kept me up more. Right, the quick form content that you can just funny, that's funny too, that's funny too. Being able to just watch a different video every minute was not good for getting to bed. Right now, the ones I'm working on are not social media scrolling when I first wake up in the morning. My work schedule is very flexible, which means that if I'm disciplined to show up early, I get to leave early. And letting myself doom scroll social media has not been good for that. So right now I'm working on that. Since I was a kid, I've always had that issue of biting my nails and cuticles, and I'm really trying to get broken of that. 3 decades of bad habit I'm trying to break there. So it's taking a few 20-day get betters in a row to fix that one. But my fingers look better than they have in a while. So I think this current 20 days I'm in might be getting me there. And then also write for 15 minutes a day. So ideally, I can spend 20 days building those habits or breaking those habits and then pick some new ones, right? I've quit caffeinated soda. Maybe later on I quit coffee, right? Maybe later on I do reach a point where I'm not using my phone at all before bed, as opposed to just identifying and eliminating the worst offenders. Maybe. Beyond my resolutions, though, a couple of pieces of news just for, I don't know, the brand. That feels weird to say. I'm not making money on any of my web presence yet. But as far as the larger body of the things I do for content creation online, the Sunday comic that I've been doing for years, probably since 2016, 2017, if I had to guess, that's going on hiatus. I'm just running out of ideas for one-panel, one-off gags. So I think I've pretty much tapped that well dry. I might go back to it if I start finding that I miss it or I have new ideas. But at the moment, I kind of wanted to let it fall to the wayside so I could work on other new projects. That said, USS Undertaking, still going, as strong as ever, which is not super strong. I definitely have some work to do to be on top of that upload schedule as well as I would like to be. But this channel is probably a bit deprioritized. But when I can manage my time well enough to get out a video, I do want to be getting back on top of doing a video every Friday on this channel. So I'll have my fingers crossed. Please wish me luck. With that Sunday comic going away, that's going to open me up to be able to work on a new project. And I know what that project is, and I've already started working on it. And it's a podcast called GM Joe. I will be doing this podcast talking about media analysis from a game master's perspective, right? So the first episode has already come out. I talked about Jumanji: The Next Level and how the mandrill encounter in that movie is a textbook case of good encounter design. That's going to be available on Spotify, should be on Apple Podcasts. I did through Spotify for podcasters, and I put it on every podcast they recommend having. It's on all of those. So I think that means it will be on Google Play. It's on, I think it's called Podbean. I'll probably look up later and hopefully have in the description of this video everywhere that you can find that podcast. But if you look on Spotify, it should have links to everywhere else if you would rather not listen on Spotify. But that's the big exciting thing for me. Also, just to bring it up with New Year's resolutions, because it feels like a weird anti-resolution a little bit, I quit Duolingo this year. That feels like the opposite of a resolution, but unfortunately some news came out towards the end of last year. They laid off a lot of their translation staff and replaced them with AI, which just makes it kind of unreliable for getting accurate translation data, unfortunately. I really don't want to learn wrong. That said, I found a new program, Busuu, that came pretty highly recommended, Busuu. So I'm switching over to that for the German lessons that I've been doing, and it's definitely been a change of pace, but I'm glad to be using a software that I can trust a little bit more to be getting it right. So cross your fingers with me that hopefully works. So there it is. That's my resolutions. That's what you can expect from the content from me in this coming year. And yeah, all of that said, thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I finish getting over whatever throat crud I've had so that I sound better in future videos and future podcast episodes. That's another thing I have to worry about my voice for now. But it's exciting. I am excited. I don't know why I can't take things off my plate without replacing them, but here we are. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye. Thank you for watching. Please share the video with a friend or several friends, and let me know in the comments if there's anything you'd like to see me draw in a future video. Later, y'all!